What the Ops Group have accomplished transcends just the MQ-9 and could best be described as the absolute pinnacle of military teamwork. Our support to combatant commanders in ongoing overseas operations by our mission control element teams has been outstanding. The group has grown our launch and recovery element into a training machine. Every day we're launching well-maintained aircraft into airspace across 3 states and providing training for ourselves, the Air National Guard, and our active duty partners. Colonel Ayers and his team have used those Block 5s in exercises such as Valiant Shield, a major breakthrough showcasing the MQ-9's value in Indo-PACOM.
Valiant Shield was our first time operating in Indo-PACOM, and not only did it offer us an exceptional opportunity to collaborate within and throughout the joint total force, it also allowed our airmen that opportunity to leverage their skills, ethos, and problem solving to different problem sets, different missions. And I'm very proud of not only what they were able to accomplish, but how they were able to accomplish it. And that was through a great deal of initiative, teamwork, and partnerships.
These efforts have been noticed at the COCOM level and have influenced decision-making at the national level. The network training in the Iron Maiden and the Ice House systems have grown into numerous exercises that are lifting the capabilities of all players across the Joint Force. All of these endeavors and more led directly to our unit being awarded the 2021 General Atomics RPA Trophy for Most Outstanding Unmanned Flying Unit. It's a first for the Air National Guard.
The lines between air power, cyber power, and space power, they're pretty blurry and they're only becoming fuzzier. The targeting enterprise is evolving and evolving at a fairly rapid pace. In a big fight, all the cool airplanes, delivery platforms, and non-kinetic tools that we have in the toolbox, they don't matter much if we don't know where to direct our efforts and where to put the weapons at. What we do here on a January drill in Sleepy Fargo, North Dakota, makes a difference in our nation's security. Some of you have already been writing the book on how to operate and target in a changing, evolving environment. And in standard hooligan fashion, you are leading the enterprise in that.
The whole process is called RADAR, R-A-D-R, Rapid Airfield Damage Recovery. The part we are focusing on is the RDR portion, which is Rapid Damage Repair. This will help us in the future be able to develop our course to get better training for the whole RDR process. So the regional training site just does not focus on the Air National Guard. We focus total force. So it's active duty, Guard, Reserve. They all come in. They all get the training. There's only 4 or 5 of these sites in the country that they could have availability to do this. So this is kind of a unique opportunity for us to kind of get a timeline and figure out how we're going to deliver the training.
2 years ago, there was a wildfire in western North Dakota, and the lack of being able to communicate resulted in delayed awareness and a delayed ability to respond. By using Starlink here to solve that communication problem, now that opens up all sorts of different adjacent possibilities for using a lot of commercial off-the-shelf technology to build that level of awareness for a response team, for someone locally in the area, or for an operations center back at Bismarck to better coordinate the action.
The exercise that we're doing today is a wildfire response scenario where we launch a simulated MQ-9 and we're in contact with the Joint Operations Center on Bismarck, helping to ID wildfires. We're trying to develop best practices ahead of time in a synthetic environment where the stakes are low. So today there's no lives, there's no property on the line, so that's a perfect opportunity for us to figure out how best to communicate with Joint Operations Center out in Bismarck before we'd have to do it for real with live assets.
So be able to pass that information between all those parties so we can have a shared consciousness and awareness of what's going on. This is just another example of teams coming together to solve a problem and working together as a team. This is the same team that would come together in a crisis, so being able to just adapt and solve problems together, that pays dividends.
We just got a 2410 software upgrade, which enables us to do SLR, or SATCOM launch and recovery, coupled with ATLC, or auto takeoff and land. This is going to enable MQ-9s to take off and land pretty much anywhere in the world as long as we fall under the satellite footprint. So instead of having a typical DFE or dynamic force employment, bringing maintainers all over the world, or 30 to 40 maintainers at a time, we can use a small ACE team or Agile Combat Employment team of 6 maintainers to go to a forward location. The MQ-9 could then land there, load, refuel, and then relaunch from there via SATCOM. And then the crews located in the CONUS would be able to fly all over the place. So very different from the traditional line of sight only launch and recovery that we've been used to. SLR and ATLC in the 2410 is huge for the entire enterprise because the current environment that we live in, having that ability to island hop or go to these small contingency locations and be able to land as opposed to having a large base set up, we're able to stop for a very brief time and then fly to a different location.
Good example of the hooligan way of how we're on the cutting edge of things and ahead of the curve with the new technology that's coming out.
On this DFT, we have both EM, Fire, and Ops Group. Ops Group is out here at Tomo working on 3 facilities, renovating them.
It was our task to pour concrete in the defect building. We were also tasked with framing and sheeting the lower bathhouse building, as well as removing and installing a new roof. We worked in some rough electrical and tried to keep the project on task or ahead of schedule to the best of our abilities. DFTs are important for us for a multitude of reasons, mainly because it's the biggest opportunity for us to come together as a team and try to hone our skills. It gives us the opportunity to get to know people we don't normally work with outside of our jobs. It gives airmen the ability to go see cool places around the world, work outside of their career field, get outside their comfort zone a little bit. I mean, if you're going to Japan, you don't speak the language, you're working in an environment you're not used to, you learn how to think on your feet and ask questions and find solutions for problems.
Fire is back on Dakota and actually doing live burns and helping out with shift work. And EM, they're getting all their CFETP pieces done for their job.
So we were able to do a first floor live burn training. DFTs in general are invaluable experience, and being able to come out to Japan has definitely been a highlight for my career.
We come to Camp Ripley to shoot our M250 cal machine gun, to shoot our Mark 19 automatic grenade launcher. We did force on force, so it's called Mount Village. And what we do is we have a bunch of enemies, which are typically our other people that aren't security forces in our unit. This training is a big deal because it allows for our young airmen to really get the feel for the best we can with combat. What we're doing is building leaders through stressful training.
So our flight was just doing the virtual convoy operations trainer. In this particular setup, we have 4 vehicles, 1 driver, 1 commander, 1 turret gunner in each of the vehicles, so it mimics real life operations.
So with the Mark 19, they do stationary on a tripod, they'll do stationary on a vehicle, and then as well as a mobile turret portion where they actually fire with a moving vehicle. Well, this gives us a lot of capability with us working with nukes. It gives us a really good force multiplier to maintain the security of those nukes. It really brings us all together to get this job done.
Tropicare IRT is a joint mission that delivers healthcare to the underserved and needy individuals that otherwise would not have access to our services. This is a great community that definitely benefited from the IRT. The 119th Medical Group in Fargo, although we're small, we're very mighty. We have troops that impress me on a daily basis. Our enlisted are some of the smartest kids I know. Their level of expertise and their maturity level is above and beyond. It's amazing to see our Fargo enlisted get praised by other units and coined by the Navy, and having Army colonels come up to me and saying that they're impressed with my troops. We've learned a lot about each other, and we've helped so many people.
This is a really big deal, and it speaks volumes about who this organization is, who the Happy Hooligans are, and what we do every day. This award is all about combat readiness, and we can never forget, since the Happy Hooligans here in Fargo, North Dakota, or up in Minot or Bismarck, wherever you serve, that you are the combat reserve of the United States Air Force. The Hooligans remain the best of the best, continue the culture of sustained excellence. You guys do amazing things. This is an amazing organization. Be proud of who you are. Your communities count on you, your state counts on you, and your nation counts on you every single day. And what separates us from our competitors are the people in this room. You are what makes us special.
We do what hooligans have always done. Take whatever mission the Air Force gives us, throw in our great people, work as a team, accelerate those missions, and apply American air power. Thank you for all the work you do. You guys are awesome.